If you're anything like me, your first time going to the skate park is an anxiety-ridden basket case situation, and you want to be as prepared as humanly possible, and that's why this video exists, man. I'm also extremely sore today, so at the end of this video I will make an edit of the last 2 days of street skateboarding, but let's get right in here. A lot of these points you've probably heard before if you've been on the search, but that's okay. I try to do these videos yearly just so you have the information. So number one is go to the skate park early if you want to find time to skate the park without dealing with too many people, because it kind of is a little difficult to navigate other human beings your first time skateboarding, especially when it's all difficult. Or if your city has multiple skate parks, you can try to find the one that's smaller, and that will likely be the one where most skateboarders don't go to. This is clearly like the big skate park, but there's still only 3 people here and it's 10 a.m., but probably because it's gonna rain today. Number 2 should be obvious, but it's really not. You start with smaller ramps and then you go to the bigger ramps. So if you're ever scared of a bigger ramp to commit, work on these smaller ramps. Do them over and over and over until it is built into your muscle memory. It's literally how I learned how to drop in on a mini ramp. The first day it was a 4-foot. When I first got up there, I was like, there's no way in hell I'm doing this. And then I just dropped in on every ramp at the park 10 times each. And the last time I got up there, it felt so easy because my legs were just used to the same motion. I tried giving this advice to someone the other day and their eyes just like glazed over, and I was thinking, this is it. This is how you do it. Advice number 3 is when you're starting off, it's best to find flat ground where there's no one around. If you want to practice flat ground like ollies and kickflips and shove-its, you got to try to find a place where no one else is. So of course right now in this park there's a lot of places like that, but if it was busy, I would just go into the parking lot. It could probably be a windier day if there was like a literal tornado in the park, but besides that, there's no way. Number 4, I would say if you do not feel like you have a lot of control of your skateboard, try to wear a helmet, because you know, even when I went snowboarding, I wore a helmet because I knew I was going to fall. At the beginning, you're probably gonna fall. So helmet, good way to ensure that you feel safe and to keep you motivated to keep skateboarding, because every time you get hurt, it's a little demotivating to progress. My head got bigger. Number 5, I should have filmed the interaction that I literally just had, but be friendly, but let people skate. It's about using like normal social etiquette. Are you trying to kickflip? Yeah, I am. Kickflips are hard, but like the way you're popping them, they look good. You got it. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I tried kickflips myself. They're really difficult. Maybe when you're done, you could try to show me how to do them. Okay. I remember when I was born, I was so clumsy as a baby that I figured I would never be able to learn kickflip. What about you? What was it like being like born and having like, how was your childhood? And like, how did that development process work? Obviously, you wanna be friendly, you wanna make friends, but at the skate park, people are here to skate. So if you try to engage in a conversation for a very long time, and you have to, you know, you gotta look at their body language, see what they're trying to say, trying to do. If they are skating repeatedly, if they're sweaty, if they're really into it, then maybe try to like hold off on the conversation for a bit until they maybe sit down or something, but you know, just basically be a normal human being even at the skate park. Number 6 requires a little bit of intuition, but it's basically how not to cut people off, how not to snake people. Now, if there's a group of 4 or 5 skateboarders kind of lined up to skate a certain obstacle, I would say just pick a good skateboarder and just go after him each time. Usually when you walk up in the process, people will just kind of like let you in there. Like a lot of skateboarders can kind of feel when it's time to let the new person who has joined this line to go. So usually after the person goes like, oh, you go ahead, just remember who went right before you and go after that person every single time. So you always want to take turns, keep it equal. Number 7 really only applies to beginners, but just try not to wax anything at all. If something is too grippy and doesn't grind well, just kind of try to deal with it for the day, because if there are other skateboarders there, you are essentially affecting everyone's skate session. So of course it's for beginners. If you are a good skateboarder and you know, you're just like, I'm gonna land this nollie flip crook, nollie flip out, and there's nothing you can do about it, then I think people will probably understand. Sometimes. Number 8, if you want to chill or sit or put something down, just leave it outside of the skate park. So that can be in the grass or somewhere else. If there's concrete around, most likely skateboarders can get to it. So just put it in the grass, put it out of the way, leave it in your car. Number 9 is another obvious one. A lot of common sense ones. Don't film strangers unless you ask or they ask. And you know, be careful with asking people to film them too. It can come off as strange. Hey there, can I film you? I'm not trying anything right now. I was just about to go to the bathroom. I know. Instead of asking, can I film that? It's best to ask, do you want me to film that? So make it seem like a favor for them. If they are setting up a camera by themselves or they're trying a trick that's really hard, you can say, hey, do you want me to film that? And then I'll airdrop you the clip. Chilling. And number 10 is just simply, just have fun. No, it's not. It's take it slow. So when you get to the skate park, you're gonna be really excited. You might have a lot of adrenaline, and maybe you do have a good day. Maybe when you get to the park, you're like, wow, I'm skating better than usual. It's still probably not best case scenario if you've never ollied off a curb to try to ollie the biggest stair set in the park. Getting hurt is such a demotivator. It's why most people quit skateboarding. How many people have you heard, yeah, I tried skating for a while, but I have no coordination and I fell and I got hurt right away? And it's like, yeah, most people do that right away. It just takes certain kinds of people to want to keep going. But it's also about eliminating, reducing the amount of injuries you get at the beginning by trying to be very conscious about how you move forward. So as I said before, when you drop it on the ramps, you want to take it slow. That applies to every aspect of skateboarding. If you want to board slide your first rail, maybe you can find something smaller at the park. Maybe you can always find something smaller to practice on, and eventually you will have to just overcome mental boundaries and try to conquer fearful things, but at least you'll be muscly prepared. Your body will be prepared, and that's what's important. So take it slow. One last thing before we get into the skate edit, I actually found an article on Google that says 9 things not to do. So I'm just gonna speed run this and see which ones align with what I say, and then my opinion on the ones that don't actually align. So number 1 says, don't try to figure out skate parks during the rush hours. That's pretty much my first rule, was go to the skate park early to avoid people. Number 2, don't do flat ground stunts in the middle of the bowl. Well, to me, it was like in the middle of the skate park, but yes, that's good. If you see like an actual half pipe type thing and you're at the bottom, that is, that's bad. Number 3, keep your wax to yourself. We talked about that. Number 4, entering a skate park doesn't give you wizard powers to do tricks you couldn't nail on the streets. That's literally what I said too. Like, don't go in there, get too excited, take your time. Number 4, don't copy other skaters' tricks. Now, this is advice for pretty much like good skateboarders as well, but if you see someone, like even a beginner skateboarder or anyone, do a 50-50 on a ledge and he's like struggling with it, don't just go up behind him and do the trick. It's very rude. It's like, you know, you want them to stay hyped in the moment and feel like they have this like personal battle won, so don't show them that they're just like not as good as you. Number 5, don't be a snake. This is basically taking turns, picking the guy to go after in the line. If you start cutting people off, you're gonna be the snake. And we had those at our skate park, and they basically were just like, oh, that's the guy who cut you off, so you have to just like cut him off. It's like a really annoying, rude, competitive process. Number 6, if you lose your board, don't be silent about it. Yelling out board is a crucial piece of skate park etiquette. Oh, that's actually great. So yeah, basically if your board gets away from you, it starts rolling in a direction where it could be dangerous for other people, yell board. Be like, board. Board, you know, like my board is about to hit you in the face, and anytime someone yells board, pretty much everyone looks up to make sure that the board doesn't hit them. If your board cuts someone off and someone falls over it and you didn't try to stop it or stop them, then you're gonna look like an asshole. Number 7, keep you and your crew out of the way of other skaters. Yeah, I mean, pretty much like if there are better skateboarders or there are people who are just like skating a type of obstacle over and over, you know, stay out of the way. That's like, it's like basic etiquette. Like in real life, when you walk down an aisle, you don't just like stand in the person's way. You don't like walk on the left, you walk on the right and they walk on the, you know, there's like an etiquette. Number 8, don't just hang out at skate parks, you're there to skate. I do think that's a piece of good advice. You can go to the side, and if you want to go there and just meet up with friends and talk, you have to go out of the skate park. If you're in the skate park, you are there to skate, and I would advise just like meet up anywhere else, because you're basically taking up like real estate. And where are you gonna stand? In the park if you're at the skate park. Also, if you're not a skateboarder and you're at the park, I don't know, a lot of times people who are at the park who don't skate are like up to no good, and they think it's like a cool place to hang, and they'll like, I don't know, people used to like sell drugs at our skate parks, and I'd be like, dude, don't do that at the skate park. Number 9, don't start your skating career at a skate park. Wait, what? If you're brand new to skating, you don't want to start your skating career at a skate park. You need to learn the basics of skating before jumping. Oh, okay. Basically, they're saying learn how to skate, push off. The very beginning of skateboarding, just figure out in an empty parking lot in your house, learn how to actually like stand on the board first and feel comfortable enough. I would say even learn how to ollie before you go to a skate park, and then, you know, start skating the bowls, etc. Okay, that was such a weird, I was like, huh? The final rule is that you should always respect the skate park and its surroundings. If you have any questions about it, ask locals, ask people around you. This is a great article. I totally agree with all the sentiments, and most skateboarders are saying the same things. It's not that hard. Putting all these rules and regulations and ideas behind it really makes it seem more intimidating than it is. It really isn't, you know, it's like more common sense than anything else. You go to a skate park, just, you know, try to be reasonable and just try to use common sense and try to make sure that everybody has a good time and you don't interrupt anyone or make anyone have like a bad day. Pretty much it. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for a new video on this channel. I'm always uploading skateboard content, usually not like this. It's usually me going on street missions or skating a park, etc., learning a new trick. So if you are into that, I'll show you some clips at the end of this video, obviously, and you'll get an idea of what I actually do day by day. Thank you so much. Take care, progress daily, and Keep killing it.